welcome. This is the Market Wrap. I'm Agam Vakil. We have seen a little bit of a pause again when it comes to the benchmark indices, with the Nifty coming off by nearly 40 points. We, however, have seen the Nifty defend 11,450, or to be precise, 11,445. Yes Bank, IndusInd Bank and State Bank of India among the financials which have led, or rather given some sort of support to the indices. Indiabulls Housing Finance, of course, also part of that sector. JSW Steel, Vedanta among the metal counters, also up and about in trade. But on the losing end, we have some further weakness in HPCL, and there's no let-up for Tata Motors or Eicher Motors bearing down on the indices, including something like a Mahindra and Mahindra. So the auto sector continues to, well, bear down on the index for now. But, well, fairly evenly poised between gainers and losers on the NSE 500. One gainer for one loser. Himmat Singh Steel stands out, up 10.6%, followed by Magma Fincorp. We're going to talk about ICICI Prudential Life in just a bit, on account of because of which we've seen a very large up move there. Inox Leisure, GVK Power, Infra, Avanti Feeds, all, well, looking at considerable gains coming through. Jubilant Life Sciences and Sheela Foam, on the other hand, declining. Sheela Foam, of course, largely on account of the OFS, Reliance Naval, Reliance Communication and Itkima Software, among others, which are losing out in trade. But on that note, I'm going to get in our markets editor, Neeraj Shah, for his thoughts on today's trading day. Neeraj, what have you made of today?
Well, interesting day of trade. Maybe a bit of a pullback, you would argue, but the bank's still holding on strong. Yeah. I think it stemmed from what I heard almost everybody say, that penultimate day to expiry, it makes sense to book some profits or take some money off the table. I would reckon that's what's happened today. But interestingly, quite unlike yesterday, wherein there was the cash market volumes were lower in banks, in today's session, it seems that the cash market activity too was pretty high. The small PSU banks did well. The mid-sized non-nifty banks, the RBL banks and the likes, also did very well and were trading at fresh life highs for themselves. So it was in that way more broad-based. And the cash market volumes, 37,000 crores on NSE, 4,000 crores on the BSE, pretty high too. So interesting cash market action today. Let's see what this holds in store. The world markets seem to be placid ahead of the US delegation traveling to China for the trade talks. So I reckon we'll not have too many gyrations on the world front. Well, let's see what happens tomorrow.
Absolutely. Neeraj, thank you for giving us that perspective. But among the stocks that we want to address first up is GMR. Now, we understand that it has come in and signed certain deals and aspects with respect to its airport business. And for that, I am in conversation with Sajith Mangat, who's going to give us all the updates. Sajith, it's turning out to be a good few sessions for GMR. What's going on?
That's right. In the last couple of days, the stock has seen a good run up, and the reason being that it sold a stake in its airport arm, which is a profitable arm, to three marquee investors, Tata Group, the GIC arm and the SSG Group. It's got 8,000 odd crores. That 8,000 odd crores would not only bring in capital for GMR Airports, which is looking at increasing its presence in various other airports like Goa and Nagpur in India, but also help in reducing debt by nearly 8,000 crores. On a net debt basis, it had 20,000 crores of debt, and it's going to come down to 12,000, so that will bring down its interest costs as well. So the market is trying to factor in that the savings from interest costs will plow down to the profitability, and that will ensure that there is some kind of re-rating that happens to GMR. Of course, there is some overhang of energy and the roads business, but those are transitional things, because even there they're trying to exit, and some of the investors are already lined up, but regulatory approvals are pending. And pending that, once that happens, the debt is again going to come down for GMR as a group. So yeah, so it's basically trying to transition its business from being infrastructure in roads, highways and energy, now looking at concentrating on airports. As a big business.
Okay, well, Sanjeet, thank you for getting us those details. So we'll be watching out for GMR as well. But moving on to a few other stocks which have been buzzing off late. Let's get in Sharad Dubey to give us that list. Sharad, what do you have for us today?
I think the first stock is Strides Pharma. If you can get the chart in, the stock was up and it was reacting very positively. And if you can see the chart over here, the stock ended almost 3% up. This is based on Macquarie's report which has upgraded it to outperform from neutral, with hiking the target price from 532 odd rupees from the levels of 486 odd rupees. So this is basically, the brokerage house expects the US to be the key margin driver, and also a strong revenue visibility will be seen in the regulated markets as we go forward. And also the brokerage house stated that there will be lower debt and an improved EBITDA to PAT ratio going into FY20. The next stock, Agam, we have picked up is HAL. The stock reacted very positively after Prime Minister Modi came up with his announcement on the satellite issues, because there was a successful testing to destroy a low orbit satellite. So if you can see the chart over here, the spike was there when our Prime Minister addressed the nation, and then the stock ended relatively higher at around 3% odd. Apart from this, Agam, I think the third stock which I would like to point out is ICICI Prudential Life Insurance, which was 9% up, its highest intraday listing since its highest intraday gain since its listing, and this is basically this is the second day of its retail OFS for the investors, and it has been oversubscribed by almost 4 times as per the latest data point seen in NSE website. So these 3 stocks were buzzing in the mid-cap space today, Agam.
All right, Sharad, thank you for joining us and getting us those stocks as well. So a whole host of counters to keep an eye on, but on that note, it's a wrap on the markets, but lots more lined up. Stay tuned to Bloomberg Quint.